Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Cup of Joe show. I'm Joe. That's Jeremy. We're here coming to you in the afternoon, early evening. My 5 o'clock shadow starting to show. I'm sorry if that matters. If it's a good look, thanks. Jeremy's 5 o'clock shadow is also coming on strong. So anyway, we're believe it or not, we actually haven't seen a movie again. Just waiting for summer. Waiting for summer.
At least Fast and Furious.
Like the rest of us. Well, that's the official. Well, it's the unofficial start of the summer movie season is next week. So until then, we still haven't seen a movie. Waiting on summer. That's our show. Have a good week, guys. We'll see you. Just kidding. Just kidding. Oh my gosh, I'm hilarious. So
it's close enough to April Fools, so
that's true. That's true. So here's the deal. We're gonna talk some more movie news. Some interesting things have happened, or hopefully you think they're interesting. I know I do, and Jeremy does too, because he put together our show notes today. So. We're going to...
We actually have a guy standing behind the camera. He has, like, giant cue card things.
Exactly. That's why we keep looking up. It's not because the tournament's on. Not at all. Anyway, which I went to yesterday, and it was fantastic. But that has nothing to do with movies, so we're not going to talk about it, even though we just did. Spectre trailer. Daniel Craig. He's the man. He's the man. And this Spectre trailer didn't disappoint. Okay, sorry, it's a teaser. It's not a trailer. It's a teaser trailer. But, like, teaser trailers are so long anymore. Like, they're pretty much like a trailer. It's pretty much like a feature-length trailer. But, let me just say, you could tell by my excitement. This trailer is amazing. Everything that has come out about this movie leading up to this trailer has been amazing. They're, regimented. I mean, like, they just started shooting this in, like, November, and, like, they're gonna have this done by November. So, I'm talking about 2014, and then November 2015 is when this movie's coming out. Anyway, in case you couldn't figure that out for yourselves, this trailer is kind of like the paramount, the climax of, like, everything they've been working up to this point, and it didn't disappoint. It's everything that we've expected and even more. This movie is going to be awesome, and if it's not, they're doing a hell of a job tricking us into thinking that it is going to be. Jeremy, your thoughts. That's my overview. I want your thoughts.
Well, I think both in terms of quality and box office returns, the bar was set really, really, really high by Skyfall. Although I still think that Casino Royale is a better film. That said, Skyfall is, in fact, a very, very, very good Bond film. Well, a very good film by any measure. But yeah, I agree. I think that, like every piece of news that has come out, that Christoph Waltz is in it, that Dave Bautista is in it, everything. And, then we get this teaser trailer, and it's really good. It's really atmospheric. The interesting thing is that, at no point is a gun fired or a punch thrown or anything like that. It's very moody. It's very dark. We get a nice tease of Christoph Waltz's character at the very end. It's kind of meta how he's talking about how, it's been a while since he's seen Bond, and it's been like 40 years since the Spectre organization has been in a Bond movie. So that's a really nice touch, especially for longtime fans of the series. So I mean, they're doing everything right. So I mean, maybe it could soar even higher than Skyfall.
Soar higher than Skyfall. Okay, yeah, very good, Jeremy. Very good analysis. The thing is that you get Casino Royale, and Casino Royale really resurrected the Bond franchise that was very weak at the end of Pierce Brosnan's tenure as Bond. Casino Royale took it back up. Quantum of Solace didn't do anything for it. It's a very, I like Quantum of Solace, but like it's not Casino Royale and it's not Skyfall. The one thing we can agree on, I don't know which film is better, Casino Royale or Skyfall, but the one thing we can agree on is that Quantum of Solace was a step back, or at least just a sidestep. There was no forward step. The thing is that the good thing about this Daniel Craig franchise is that Skyfall took it back up, and it huge. I mean, Skyfall exploded, and now they're not stopping. They're not resting on their laurels, much like Christian Leitner does in that commercial where he's lying on a hammock with basketball nets, literally resting on his laurels. Anyway, that's the thing. They're not doing that. I think they did that with Quantum of Solace. So, I'm going to stop saying Quantum of Solace because I don't know if it's solace or solace. I don't have a clue. And I keep saying it both ways. So, yes, Skyfall was great, and this movie looks like it's going to be even better. I mean, the cast involved, all the pieces are in place. You have Christoph Waltz, you have Dave Bautista, who's going to be a great henchman for the Spectre organization, and Christoph Waltz. You don't even know what Andrew Scott is going to be, and that's great. I mean, the teaser trailer has showed everything, and it has showed the stakes, has showed Christoph Waltz, and you don't even know who Andrew Scott is, who I absolutely love. So, it's just going to be good. I'm calling it right now. This movie's going to be great. And if I'm wrong, I'll admit it. But, go see Spectre when it comes out. We have to wait till November, unfortunately. All right, the other piece of news, I guess, is that Ryan Reynolds dropped a picture of Deadpool, which he will play in the upcoming movie Deadpool. I don't know if there's an official title yet, so we're just going to call it Deadpool. And for your thoughts on that will be the person who made it his cover photo on Facebook, Jeremy Evans.
Well, to put it simply, it's awesome. It's great. The funny thing is that it's just Deadpool lying in front of a fireplace on one of those bear rug things in his, full suit. It looks exactly like it does in the comics. He's got all his holsters and guns and everything, and the colors are right. And it's hilarious that that's the picture, and that's the first picture, and that's what Deadpool is. That's the kind of ridiculous, irreverent thing that he's all about. So that right there makes me excited for the movie. So still gonna have to see a teaser and to really have a good idea of where the movie's headed. But I think that that teaser or that poster is a very good start, or image, or whatever it is.
Well, definitely. I think the poster is kind of following everything that we've seen based on the resurrection of the character of Deadpool after, and I don't know if anyone will ever get over this or understand it, or I don't know. I would just love to be there when it was pitched that in the movie. I would love to be there when the movie X-Men Origins was Wolverine was pitched, because it was awful, and you took Deadpool, the quote unquote merc with the mouth, and you sewed it shut. Just let that simmer, and that's what they did, and that's not Deadpool. It's like when Batman and Robin took Bane and made him Frankenstein. That's not Bane. That's not Deadpool. So it's good that they're doing this. They're getting it right, and we may have these movies like Batman and Robin and X-Men Origins Wolverine to thank, actually, because it's only when there are horrible portrayals of characters that they actually come back and say, okay, we have to get this right. And we have the Dark Knight franchise. And, maybe we'll have a beautiful Deadpool franchise. I don't know. But they've taken all the right steps. This picture is great. The test footage was great. I think they know what they're doing here. And I think they're focused. And I think it's the same deal. We're talking Spectre, we're talking Deadpool. I think, I think they're focused. Like I said, Spectre is working on the success of Skyfall, and they're not resting on their laurels. Deadpool is getting Deadpool right, and it's fantastic. I think the people behind it are passionate. If no one else, then definitely Ryan Reynolds is passionate about this character. And I'm excited for this movie because I think that the passion is behind it. Anyway, we could talk about the box office now, because that is what we do. That's actually what he does, and I just come in with witty banter. So, Jeremy is ready to go, maybe?
Yep, alright, last weekend. Okay. 5th place, we had Kingsman: The Secret Service. That fell just 26% to $4.6 million, and has a total of just under 115. I mean, what can you say? Kingsman just continues to hold really well every weekend. I mean, it could maybe hit 130 at this point, and that's very good. 4th place, we had The Gunman, and that opened to just over $5 million. That's horrible. I mean, there's not much else to say about that. Production budget of $40 million, obviously not getting anywhere near that. In 3rd, Run All Night fell 54% to about $5 million, has a total of 19.6. That's also not very good. It's nowhere near as disastrous as The Gunman, but let's see what the budget was. $50 million. So again, it's not good, but it's not as bad. Our number 2 film was Cinderella. That fell 49% to $35 million, and that gives it a total of 122.5. I kind of expected this to hold a little better than that, actually, because usually movies that are geared toward like families and children and whatnot have better holds. But then again, it did open pretty high, so I think it should continue to do fine in the weeks to come. I think it should probably still get over 200 million. Doesn't look like it's going to beat Maleficent, though, and that's unfortunate. Well, I don't know. Maybe it's terrible. So who knows? Maybe it's not. But anyway, our number 1 movie was Insurgent, and that opened to 52.3 million. That's actually about 2 or 3 million lower than Insurgent, so that's a bit concerning for the franchise. So it's kind of, I mean, with these things, it's a bit unusual to see it take a genuine step back like that. And critics don't like it. It doesn't even seem like audiences like it that much. So I don't think the legs are going to be that great. And I forget if they're splitting the final book in this into 2 movies. So they are? Okay. We could see diminishing returns for every single movie. Maybe a little tick back up a little for the final one, but I don't know.
The Divergent franchise, if you will, maybe it'll end up the Divergent saga, Insurgent or whatever. I don't know, or maybe they'll just call it whatever. Apparently, it's just been underwhelming, and Insurgent was worse than Divergent. Or is it Divergent? How do we say this stuff? It's just unfortunately for Shailene Woodley, who is probably, I mean, she's going to be a star at some point, and she probably thought that this was going to be the one. This was going to be the Hunger Games.
I think it raised her profile, and more people know who she is now. But it's not establishing her as a good actress or anything.
Yeah, she's not Jennifer Lawrence.
No.
Is basically the point. Yeah, so I don't know. It's the studio could always back out of making the last one into two. I mean, if this this keeps going down, I don't know. I don't there's no faith in the franchise really. Um, I guess the biggest thing is Kingsman still hanging around the top five. Has probably made it over 300 million by now, right?
Worldwide.
Yeah.
If it's not there, it's very close.
Yeah, because I think it was at 291 or 295 at the beginning of the week, so it was very close. Um, it's phenomenal. It's and it is a very good movie, and honestly, has probably been the best movie so far this year.
It's 300 on the dot.
There you go, 300 million on the dot. So it is great to see, a very good movie like that be on top and be so successful, because that's just the way it should be. It's the way it should work, and it doesn't usually work like that. So you got to give shout outs when people actually see good films. All right, moving on. That was the box office. Let's talk about these other movies that are coming out. Unfortunately, they just keep throwing these awful movies at us, and we got to talk about them. So let's discuss Get Hard. I'm going to try to be very quick, very brief. Love Kevin Hart, love Will Ferrell. This movie looks terrible. That's what I have, and it is horribly disappointing because I think they're both really talented, but every joke in this trailer is awful, and it looks so bad.
Okay, to be honest, I actually haven't seen a single commercial or trailer for this movie. I know it exists, and I know it has Will Ferrell and Kevin Hart in it, but I don't know anything about it, and I can't, speak for the fact that it's not funny. The trailer, that is. I trust Joe's judgment on that, but I don't know. Anyway, regardless, it's late in the day on a Saturday here, so we have the Friday estimates at this point. And Get Hard opened to about 12 million on Friday, so it's probably looking at like a 30 to 35 million opening weekend, which is pretty solid.
That was it? That's all you got?
Yep.
Okay. I forget why I was doing this. Oh, right. I don't know what else is coming out. Home, right. Jim Parsons.
And Rihanna.
Who
I didn't know voiced the girl until today.
Yeah.
So.
I didn't know till yesterday. So, yeah, this is a movie. Alien comes. It's animated. Alright, it doesn't look good. I have no energy for Home. I love Jim Parsons. I think he's awesome. But it doesn't look good. And why is Rihanna? I don't know. I don't understand. I don't understand this film. I don't, and I don't understand who it's going to appeal to. Honestly.
Okay. Well, yeah. I don't really think it looks fairly generic as far as kids' movies go. Kind of paint by the numbers sort of thing. That said, coming into the weekend, I was thinking maybe like mid-30s, competing with Get Hard, for the, weekend crown or whatever. Turns out it kind of exploded and is potentially going to make like 55 million for the weekend, made about 15 on Friday, and kids' movies do really, really well on Saturdays and Sundays. So I'm not sure why it's breaking out. Maybe since it's, there are no real kids movies in the market right now. I mean, SpongeBob is done by now. So I don't get it. Maybe a lot of kids watch The Big Bang Theory. I don't know. That wouldn't make sense. But, yeah, total breakout here. Go figure.
So you're saying they're waving their hands in the air like they just do not care? Because that's a joke in the trailer. And it's as funny as it seems. As I just said it. That's how funny it is. Is there something else? I don't know. Gone out of time.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters. You heard it here from Jeremy. All right. Enjoy whatever you're doing this weekend. We'll see you next weekend.